I believe that I was put on this earth to make a difference in the world. So when I leave here, that this world should be a little better place for me. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the real state of Black America. I'm your host, Terrance Alton Cox III. On this show, we view things from a broader sense. We look at things from a different perspective, and sometimes we just rip the Band-Aid off. Now, the content on this show today is, who is Terrance Alton Cox? Who is Mr. Cox? Who is Terrance? I decided to take the time to break this down so that everybody around the world, as we move forward with this, the most ambitious education program that has ever been implemented that will help all people of all colors, and mainly the historical black colleges. Terrance Cox, who am I? First of all, let me explain to you quickly what the Race for Education program is. What this program is, at the end of the day, we're going to take the 400 Proud, we're going to take the My Hip Hop Culture and the Juneteenth official merchandise, and we're going to buy enough product, move that brand, license that brand to generate a massive amount of money. The American Standard Motorsport. I'm going to find the right investor. We're going to find the right player to bring us $30 million to get this up and running so that we can compete against NASCAR, IndyCar, Formula One. Now, when you add these four together, that's going to generate $7 billion. We will then take $2.1 billion of that, and we're going to pay the historical black colleges all of the kids. They're going to open up their doors to kids of all colors that need to be educated. We're going to take part of this $7 billion here, and we're going to create the RSOBA investment firm. That's $300 million a year from these, where people of all colors can go. Most people of color cannot go to a bank and get money. We have to be accountable for ourselves. I'm getting to who Terrance Cox is in just a moment. We're going to take part of this money and implement the faith-based program where we pay the rent and the mortgage for these young preachers. We put money back into what brought us to where we're at. We're going to create the most powerful etiquette online college that will be free for all kids, black, white, yellow, doesn't matter, where we will teach them. They will go through some of the life activations, and at the end of graduation, they will receive the etiquette ring. Once this wheel is turning that money, remember 3 merchandising brand and activate American Standard Motorsports. We want to put up 5 homeless shelters. So one would say, well, who does he think he is to be able to do this? Well, it's nothing that I do. I need the participation of everybody here in America. Black, white, Asian, doesn't matter. As you begin to look at the content. Now, let's just ask the question, who is Terrance Cox? I'm going to use some footnotes here, some cheat notes I'd like to say. I am the father of 3, and my children are functional. Let me say that again. I am the father of 3, and all my children are functioning citizens in this country, and I'm very, very, very proud of that. I am the husband to a wife, but I am a faithful husband to a wife. I love my wife. I protect my wife. I take care of my wife, and I comfort my wife when she is in need. I am the son of a mother. My mother's 86 years old, born and raised in the Church of God in Christ, accomplished pianist, magnificent singer at 86 years old. She's an educator, and she is a retired nurse. My father, who has passed, is 28 years U.S. Army, 101st Airborne Screaming Eagles. My father comes from Barbados, Trinidad. His mother and father were married there. My father came to this country, snuck into the military at 15 years old, took his allotment, and purchased a family first house. He brought 8 brothers and sisters over. Each one of them are masters and PhDs. That's the DNA I come from. I attended Austin Peay State University, but coming up in the military, I went to all military schools. What am I known for? I'm known for being an entrepreneur, a marketing person. When you begin to read about me, you will read, they call me the guru of marketing. That's my niche. That's my gift. I've always been an entrepreneur. I don't take things personal when people have told me no in business. What I have is what's called tenacity. And for those, as you begin to look back in my history, you will see the level of tenacity that I have. I will take this hatchet and keep hitting that tree. Keep hitting that tree. The laws that govern anything say if you hit any subject or subject matter long enough, it must fall. Those are the laws that govern all. Some of my small accomplishments. I received the Congressional Award. For my service to humanity, for my service to make this world a better place. I was the first to put a Pentecostal brand on a race car, which was the Church of God in Christ. The driver of that car was Ricky Byers. I founded Diversity Motorsport Racing. My very first race was in the Daytona weekend, the Firecracker 250, number 19. Mike's Blitz drove my brand, and I'm quite proud of that. I was the first black in America to have the Terrance Alton Cox Award Show at the NASCAR Hall of Fame, the big pretty one in Charlotte. No one has ever done that. I will continuously swing that axe till we get what we want. I need everybody that is listening that don't Google my name. They've written thousands of articles on me, and I have millions and millions of impressions on social media. I am in the history book. History cannot be changed. Regardless of how you whitewash it, you try to bury, history cannot be changed, and I am in the history books. I filed the largest lawsuit in the history of America against a sports franchise to make a difference to people of all colors, all races, all genders, all religions. I have been a co-host at the Mixed Gender Global Basketball Series, which is owned by James Scott and a young man by the name of Master P. I am a board member of the National Grudge Racing Association, and I've got an entire show on that. That's going to be a wonderful show because we need the sponsors to support that platform. I am also a board member of Harlan Transformation Project. They will always be dear to my heart because they put me where I'm at with all of the protesting and bringing awareness to what's going on in the motorsport. I founded and created the blue jeans called ICU that's going to be launched this year. That's me. Of course, I created and came up with the real state of Black America that is launching a race for education. And our goal is to pay for every kid college and historical Black college, to put up those 5 homeless shelters, to start that etiquette college online, to implement that cleanup program in the top 10 cities where there's predominantly people of color, pay those kids every first Saturday to clean up their own city. We must be accountable. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Terrance Alton Cox III. This is the real state of Black America. We view things from a broader sense. We look at things from a different perspective, but we're going to rip this Band-Aid off. Now that you have been introduced to me, let the activations begin. Ladies and gentlemen, always remember my favorite line: treat people like you want to be treated. Thank you.